Hello, everybody. We're here with Najee Fareed, who graduated in 2019 with a creative writing degree. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's a beautiful morning. It's nice weather outside. So
Bring us back. Well, thanks for being with us. So tell us what you're doing now. What are you doing now?
I graduated in May 2019, and of August 2019, I started teaching at a local private high school in East Atlanta, Georgia, as a part-time English teacher. I focused on using my skills that I learned at Columbus State University. I directed writing workshops for students and taught them different ways in which to use their creative voices and to express themselves and make themselves be heard. When the COVID-19 pandemic started in the United States, I got furloughed because the school couldn't afford to hold on to its part-time workers. So as a result, I started having to find different ways to make my money and having to find different ways to make a difference in my community. So I started working with my brother who has a fashion line. And right now I design socially conscious collections with my brother, I should say. And right now the main collection we're focusing on is a collection called Save Zone 6, which is a collection entirely based on fighting gentrification in East Atlanta, which is where I live and where I'm from. And yeah, at the same time, it's not just about the clothes, because I release my own literary, cultural, and social newspaper called Tribe Magazine. And as editor-in-chief and creative content director for the magazine, I oversee pretty much everything. I've sold out of the magazine. I've sold out of the shirts. I'm really just trying to make sure that I can use what I've been taught to apply that knowledge and to help other people. So yeah, right now it's about, I've been working on the Save Zone 6 campaign to help end gentrification and fight gentrification in East Atlanta, Georgia.
Cool. So you also got into a graduate program, right?
Yes. I got into NYU creative writing fiction track. MFA program, full scholarship.
So what are you planning to do with that? What are your goals and dreams?
Well, I definitely plan on, attending, obviously. I just really want to get better at the type of things I'm doing now, because even throughout, all the social, even throughout all the social things I've been trying to do for my community, I've been staying focused, and I've still been writing my fiction. I've still been writing my poetry. I've still been writing my creative nonfiction. I've just been, trying to use my website and my magazine to embolden my voice and to embolden other people's voices. Because I feel like growth is for everyone, and that growth should be equitable, and that growth should go where it needs to be, rather than be fake growth that's only given to a few people.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, I've been, I really want to use what I have the opportunity to learn at NYU to just take what I'm doing now and just do it better, just turn it up a notch, learn some more skills, get better at writing, get more eyes on my writing, maybe tweak a few weaknesses in my writing, make sure I get, just make sure I get the full, trying to turn myself into the full package. Hopefully, down the line, I can have a few books, my magazine, my website could be a bit more successful. I can help my community in many more ways, just take what I'm doing now, do it better. That's the end goal, I should say. But yeah, I'm super excited about getting into NYU. There's a lot of great opportunities up in New York for me right now. They want me to teach local public schools. I'm excited about that. Excited to be able to help out students. Just excited in general. To help.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What a journey you've been on
Opportunity.
in just a year since graduating. That's outstanding, or a year and a half.
Yeah.
Tell us anything you learned at CSU in the English department that you use that helps you along the way right now?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Just going to CSU, it helped me become a better writer because even like, all the writing workshops, every single one I took was extremely helpful. I felt like being able to read the other students' writing and being able to get their feedback from both the professors and from my fellow students, it helped me become a better writer because without, before I got to college, the only people who read my writing was like, my high school English teachers, and, it's easy to convince yourself you're great and you're good at something, when you're sitting in a room just talking to yourself, but when you get other people to start telling you, not in such a mean way, you're not so great, but, in just a way like, you need to work on this, you need to work on that. I can tweak things and make things better. And, that really helped me a lot. I just, different people, different backgrounds, just, I don't know. I've always felt like before CSU, I was surrounded by myself. I was surrounded by people like me. Maybe not in the way that I think, but, in like demographic identity. And going to CSU, where there's like a diverse set of people, I get to hear different voices. Like there's different things that I've written from being at CSU, where it's like, somebody would write, I get feedback and I'm like, it wouldn't even cross my mind that it's coming off like this to somebody else. And, just knowing that I have to be conscious of how my writing comes off to everyone. Not saying that consciousness has to dominate the way you write, but just being conscious and knowing that different things mean different things to other people than it would mean to you. And that's the main thing I should say. CSU, all the workshops. I was thinking to myself, when I was at CSU, I had to read A Good Man Is Hard to Find by Flannery O'Connor in like 6 different courses. And, it's a good short story, but, I never hated it, but I also read it like my senior year of high school. So I read it for class, like a lot of times. And I don't know, I didn't love it until like my senior years. Like I think I read it for Professor George again. And I just read it and it was like, I don't know, it just hit me that time. I was like, wow, it's just like, I don't know.
It's amazing.
So
I like that.
Yeah, so it's like, you never really know like exposure to something that's gonna like really, whenever something's gonna really make you like something, really gonna make you teach something, you just, it's a lot of lessons that I'm still going back to today. I have PowerPoints that, I go back to from my professors that still help me, when I'm in a writing jam or like, when I needed to come up with some points on modernism to help my students last year. It was like I would go back to PowerPoints from CSU. So yeah, there's definitely CSU writing program did a lot for me. And obviously the piece I wrote for my portfolio, I wrote that also with the assistance of CSU professors, students, with the workshops and stuff. So yeah, it was, CSU's part of any success that I have as far as my writing career goes.
Outstanding. And last question, what advice would you give to current English majors at CSU?
My best advice would be don't get discouraged. There's certain times you're going to feel like, you're not the best writer. You're going to feel like, you're going to feel like maybe your professors don't understand your writing. You're going to feel like maybe maybe um, maybe your classmates don't understand your writing. You don't feel like maybe you don't understand what you want to be as a writer, but just stay down and just work on your writing, and just, the only thing you can focus on is yourself. And, obviously, make sure you get your grades so you can pass the classes. But, just, your writing is first and foremost. Just focus on being a good writer. Because, Jerry Seinfeld had this, it doesn't apply to every medium of art or every medium of anything, I guess. But he was saying, like, in comedy, there's no such thing as being slept on. He's saying, like, which means slept on. He's like, there's no such thing as, if you have the talent and you're a good comic, you're going to get found. So I know that doesn't necessarily, there's plenty of great writers who maybe never get their flowers, at least while they're here. But I just feel like if you work on yourself and work on what you can control, things are just going to start looking up for you. Because my last semester in college, that's things started finally happening for me as a writer a little bit. And I was, at that point, I hadn't even decided if I wanted to go to grad school or not. I was worried about plenty of different things, worried about, I dealt with some health issues at CSU that affected my grades for a few semesters. Things I didn't really complain about while I was there, but, there's things I was looking back on where I was like, that might affect me negatively. And, it's just, I don't know, I just focused on my writing. And as far as, getting into grad school, everything just worked itself out. And, my final semester, I didn't feel like I had any job prospects. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was kind of a sense of, and after graduation, I kind of dealt with like, a mini slump. I didn't feel like I had any job prospects on the horizon. I didn't feel like, I don't know. I just didn't feel like things were coming as easy as I thought it should have. And, hopefully you guys are in a better starting position than I am. Well, than I was, I should say. But yeah, just know that focusing on yourself and your craft is the best thing you can do artistically. And, just keep putting yourself out there, because, even when doubt starts to seep in, you start wondering, is this piece good? It's just, all you need is one yes. That's the main thing you remember. That's all you need is one yes. And, that's my best advice I can give.
That's fantastic advice. Fantastic advice. Najee, it's been great talking to you. Best of luck
great
to
talking.
you at MFA and NYU with your MFA at NYU.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for talking with us.
No problem. I appreciate you being interested. It's great to see.
Good.